dry. That's okay. We can always edit. We can always leave it in also. Hi. Okay, I'm recording for my podcast, for my video on YouTube. So it's called a VIDCAST. Hi guys. In this video, you're going to have the formula to make your own sauerkraut at home. Yes, by the end of this video, you will have the basic formula to make it with just basic 2 ingredients, which are cabbage and salt. And you know, the best part of it is that everybody loves it. Try it at home. You could try it with less than I'm actually making today, but do it because your kids, your parents, your siblings, your significant other, they will really, really love it, and it works for anything that you're preparing, whether it be brown rice, salad, soups. I mean, you just add it at the end. A tablespoon has trillions of bacteria. It's just amazing, and it's called the good bacteria. We're talking here about probiotics, and we're going to talk about the benefits towards the end. Okay, so you've got to stay because it's really important to know how to turn cabbage, which is already nutritious, into the most delicious and nutritious form it can possibly be, as sauerkraut, which is basically fermented cabbage. All right, so let's start from the beginning and actually take the leaves off. These basic moves are important. I tell them, I say they're moves, I mean actions. It's just once you take the leaves out, you stay with the good leaves, and you could even save some of these leaves for the end because we're actually going to use them as covers for the sauerkraut that's going to go in these jars, okay? Which is great. I'm excited already. Are you excited? Okay, if you're excited to keep watching, please like this video and absolutely subscribe to get all the notifications of everything that I'm doing in practical nutrition, exercise and movement, and positive attitude, which is what I'm about. All right, so I'm going to actually cut this, and once I have it nice and cut, I'm going to put it in the bowl and add this awesome pink salt or Himalayan salt that is the healthiest to have at home. Okay, I absolutely recommend it, and if I haven't used it in previous recipes or practical nutrition demonstrations, sorry about that. I do my best. Sometimes I have no excuse, right? Sometimes I don't know, but the most that you can do for yourself, for your neighbors, for your animals, for the planet in general, let's really be super kind. And now I'm using glass for the most part, plastic hardly at all. And yes, you're gonna need a really good knife. Okay, you could do it in the kitchen processor. You could use a machine to do this, especially if it's a huge quantity, but it's kind of fun to actually cut the cabbage yourself. So we're gonna do just that, and we're gonna use this to weigh approximately 800 grams, okay, because we're gonna add a great proportion of this, and I'm gonna give you the link to a great source of information and recipes, because you can vary the sauerkraut. And like I said, you know, the basic ingredients are right here, 2 ingredients, okay, just the cabbage and the salt, but you could also add delicious garlic and onions and carrots and anything you want to ferment with the cabbage, and it really is really good for your body, okay, for your immune system, for your brain health, for your digestion, for your flat abs. And I'm going to talk to you about that also in abs formula that I have for you. So also click on the links to get it. All right, so without further ado, I gave you an introduction already. Let's actually get the cabbage without the leaves, and make sure everything is clean, especially your hands, okay? Your hands are clean. I even made sure that the phones were wiped off with this rag that actually has water and alcohol. And I have some more rags here if I need them. Okay, but having your hands clean is really important because we're actually going to use our hands to make the brine, which is like the liquid that comes out of the lettuce cells. Cabbage. All right, I got a little bit distracted because there was so much noise. But yeah, so once we take the leaves out, we start using our cutting board, and mine is glass as well. One of my favorite glass cutting boards with strawberries on it. Yay! Okay, so it's kind of cute and it works, like I said. So I'm going to put it at an angle here, and I think you can see me cutting. We're going to start with cutting it in half. There's many ways. You could watch many videos on how to do this, but this is the way I've done it and that I've learned from chefs, in which if you see even something that, hey, by the way, all these cabbage leaves are with a bacteria that's basically lactic acid bacteria, or lab. Okay, that's the basic term for all these anaerobic bacteria. But just like they ferment and they're basically thriving where there is no air, and we're going to make sure that it's really packed with no air to make a great fermentation process. The truth is that these bacteria are also somehow surviving in the air. Okay, so it's really interesting to study that. And since I am originally a biologist, I'm very, very curious about the microbiology of these 40 trillion bacteria that are not only present in these quantities, but amazing amounts of strains and quantities of different bacteria. The diversity is amazing. Okay, so we got the knife, we got the cabbage, and we start cutting. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but it's really, really, really simple. And I'm gonna do 800 grams because the recipe, the basic one I'm going to give you, actually uses 800 grams and 1 tablespoon of pink salt for that quantity. So it's kind of easy to just start with that. Okay, and once we cut it, or even before, you can measure it. I usually like measuring it once it's already cut up, but you know, because it tends to be a little bit bulky in this balance of mine. But yeah, let's see how heavy this is. Okay, 600 grams here. So we'll easily get 800 grams from just one cabbage head. Okay, you can start small and build up. Like I started with just this recipe, this basic formula, which is what I'm teaching you to do, and make your cuts as fine as possible. All right. I hear these motorcycles around there, and I wish they weren't, but I gotta kind of ignore the noise, you know? You see? This is how it basically looks, just the shredded cabbage, yes? And we're also gonna make different batches where the cabbage is finer. But, you know, it's enough to just cut it as fine as you possibly can, you guys. And once you cut it nice and fine, you could even go over it and make more cuts, like longitudinal, transverse. Although, you know what, for the most part, to tell you the truth, I like to keep mine kind of coarse. And if there's big pieces like these, just have them apart, and you can use these for soups or salads or something else. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect, and it could be like this. All right, fantastic. And everybody does it differently. Okay, guys, this is just my way. And everybody has their own style, their own way, and some people are so perfect at cutting this. I'm not the perfect, even though I'm a recovering perfectionist. That is something different. So we're gonna be putting all the cut cabbage here, and then we're gonna mix it with the salt to create a brine. This is just part 1 of the video. Stay till the end, because like I said, I'm gonna give you the benefits of cabbage and what a difference it makes when you actually ferment it. All right, so this is really good. Oh, yeah, I'm getting ready to make this amazing cabbage. Oh, good thing I have my glasses here, so I can make sure that it is 800 grams once we have it ready, and that the 0 is aligned with the other 0. Yeah, fun, 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 fun. Am I recording? Make sure that I'm recording my podcast. Everything is clean, like I said. This is so important, okay? So in that sense, it is good to be a perfectionist. And, you know, it's really nice to have different cuts of the cabbage. All right. You see how easy it was, how fast it was, and even though I was talking and talking, I actually got to make the quantity that is necessary. You see, here's the half a cabbage, and we're gonna work this again. All right, let's focus. My goodness, and now planes also. Jeez, what's going on? I haven't even checked anything. I haven't checked my phone, so I don't know. Maybe there's something going on that I don't know about. But for the most part, you know what? We've got to live our own life and be focused on what we can do. And this is something that we can do. And you know what? This has to be a little bit sharper. I have a spare knife right here. It's not my favorite, but I think it may be sharper than this. All right. So, you know what we can do also is that we don't have to do the full recipe of 800 grams per 1 tablespoon. I'm gonna bring the machine for next time. The thing is that I also didn't have the the extension, okay? So in that sense, you know, I do believe in doing what you can with what you have, and we all have a way to buy cabbage, and we all have a way to make it any way we want it. There's a word for it that chefs use, because I worked many years with chefs that taught me how to cut and how to do everything. That doesn't mean I'm the best, but yeah, it's good to learn from them because they know all the perfect techniques. And and also I also realized that none of those chefs are perfect, even though they may pretend to be. They're not. And guess what? You know, the importance of being your own chef at home is fundamental, because you're the one who's going to decide what you guys like in your family, how you like it, and how that is going to be not only delicious but also nutritious. Okay, so this was pretty good, and yeah, this cabbage was a little bit stiff. We're going to use another one. I was like hesitating before making this video because I said, oh, what if the cabbage doesn't come out great? It's all right. This works. So let's actually weigh it. Ta-da! And go for the gold. Go for the 800 grams here, which is almost 1 kilo. Let's read right here. Okay, we got exactly half. So I'm prepared for this. That means I brought another bowl. Hello, I can't even see you guys with my glasses on, but I can see my phone and I can see this. I'm going to put this apart and actually have the 400 grams, which is half of the recipe. And obviously, if it's 800 grams per 1 tablespoon of tablespoon of pink salt. Okay, it could be coarse. You could try different salts. This is pretty fine. Okay, so I'm going to use half of this. All right, that's it. That's it. That's basically the recipe. And so I'm going to show you how I like to mix it up. Just like that with my hands. And then I'm going to have to wipe myself with one of these kitchen towels in order to grab the phone and give you the benefits. And you're going to see how this amazing cabbage turned into even way more amazing sauerkraut. And even after 1 hour fermentation, it tastes really good. You could leave this just for a few minutes, like maybe 10 minutes, just the cabbage and the salt, okay? That's basically it. Very simple, right? And how deep do you want the salt to penetrate? Completely. So actually use your fists, use your hands as if you're wringing the towel, you know, like you're training a lot, and you want to do this, especially when the water starts coming out. It's just really, really great. All right, so we're gonna leave it here after this, and after so many minutes, sometimes I like to leave it for hours, to tell you the truth. I see that the water is actually showing up, in which case I even needed some more, and this is basically how it looks at the beginning, but you're going to see how the brine is created just by this process alone. Okay, so let's let that sit, and now I'm going to give you the benefits like I promised. Okay, so here I am wiping my hands even though it's all clean. And we're only going to allow good bacteria in our sauerkraut, okay? So I'm going to also give you the text of all the benefits, but I wanted to share with you the main ones, okay? The benefits of cabbage and the benefits of sauerkraut. All right, are you ready? Here they are. This is from Healthline, okay? And the basic recipe and the basic benefits are: number 1, cabbage is packed with nutrients, including magnesium, potassium, calcium, vitamin B6, manganese, folate, vitamin C, K, fiber, protein, and yes, only like 22 calories per 1 cup, which is 89 grams. All right, we got that. It may help keep inflammation in check, and by the way, all these benefits are science-backed. Okay, so there is good science, by the way. There's science that's not kind to animals. I don't agree with that, but the good science that actually does the right research in order to know what's in your food and what's good for you, and all these nutrients are great. All right, especially the micronutrients. So cabbage is fantastic because it contains powerful antioxidants that may help reduce inflammation. By the way, this works even more in sauerkraut, but even the cabbage, you know, it's a cruciferous vegetable that has sulforaphane and other antioxidants that work in this sense. So it's marvelous. And there's a lot of studies that are linked here. So yes, I will link this article to the show notes. It's packed with vitamin C, all right? It's really important and very interesting. Okay, red cabbage is high in this nutrient. By the way, you can make this sauerkraut with red cabbage, all right? It helps improve digestion, okay, because of the insoluble fiber, which keeps the digestive system healthy by providing fuel for friendly bacteria and promoting regular bowel movements. You see the friendly bacteria that we're talking about here? May help keep your heart healthy, yes, all right? May help lower blood pressure. Could also, yes, it's an excellent source of vitamin K, a good source of soluble fiber, all right? And it's very easy to add to your diet. And that's basically the cabbage, okay? I agree with it. It's fantastic. How's this going? Oh, you can already see, I don't know how close I can get. You can already see the water coming out of the cabbage. Yes. And for part number 2, I'm going to show you not just how I pack it in the jars with a lot of pressure, but also how watery it can be and how I make it with finer cabbage cuts and cabbage being processed. Okay, so there's many ways, and this is already working. Yay, very easy. Just have the way to actually weigh it and measure the salt, and of course you can try different recipes, but I especially like this one of makesauerkraut.com. All right, so now let's read you the benefits of sauerkraut as such, okay? And which bacteria are on it, that's going to be for another podcast, and who knows, maybe also a great video, because we're going to also talk about the kinds of bacteria like lactobacillus, and there's so many, most of them really friendly for your gut, okay? And that's what we are doing, populating our gut, both the small intestine and the colon, with great bacteria as much as possible. And this is way more effective, especially because of the fiber. It really works more than just taking probiotic supplements or tablets, okay? That's not as good as the sauerkraut that we're making. All right, so here we go with Healthline, which is another great source of information. 8 surprising benefits of sauerkraut, okay? Not only because it's really nutritious with everything I told you, plus copper, and we also have to find out, like, is there a possibility of vitamin B12 being produced? Maybe it is, you know, and that's the very interesting subject that I have been doing some research on. But at least you have the vitamin K that's produced by these bacteria. It improves your digestion, absolutely, especially, I mean, it really helps even your abs, okay? It's a great source of probiotics, which provide many health benefits. It also contains enzymes that help your body absorb nutrients more easily. Ta-da! It boosts your immune system, yay! And this is not just because of the vitamin C and the probiotics and the iron, but it's just like a synergistic effect. It may help you lose weight, yes. I think I already went through all these, and it helps reduce stress and maintain brain health, which I find so interesting. It may increase the absorption of mood-regulating minerals from your diet, okay? And may reduce the risk of certain cancers, which is, wow, like the best, right? So we have all these beneficial compounds, the antioxidants, we've got the fiber, may promote heart health. So sauerkraut is great for everything, really. Let's check. Yes, fiber, probiotic, and vitamin K2 content in sauerkraut contribute to lower cholesterol levels, slight improvements in blood pressure, and an overall lower risk of heart disease. That's what's been proven so far, and contributes to strong bones, okay? Especially because of the K2. Wow. So we have it, okay? One important thing is, you guys, make it at home. You see how simple it is? If I can do it, you can do it. Lately, I haven't been cooking. I used to cook with like 20 ingredients and used to make cakes and cookies to sell. I asked my dad, okay. My dad, yeah, you could also ask my family, my 2 brothers, my sister, my mom. I mean, it's like, for me, it was like, let me cook all day on a Sunday, especially. And I used to cook all sorts of things, okay? And this is something new that I started making recently, because now I just want to do things that require less time. And yes, I would add nice onions, and I'm gonna add some garlic to some of the other probiotic sauerkraut strains. Yes, we're gonna have different strains of bacteria, which is really interesting to me. But yeah, basically you've got the process, okay? So now you know how healthy it is for you. And I'm gonna keep cutting more for my next video in Spanish, and let's check how it's doing, okay? Awesome. And yeah, you can also do like this and show off that you're so good. And yeah, maybe next time I'll show off more. But thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if you like it. Please share it with somebody. This is part 1, so be sure to watch part 2 that should be published very soon after this one. And here you go. It's getting more humid because of the brine, and we're going to be adding more cabbage, more salt, in the same proportion that I told you. It's half a tablespoon per 400 grams, which is what I did. And we're going to keep adding until it becomes 800 grams. And I'm going to be actually taking out these parts that are a little too stiff. This is not good for this. This works for soup, but the cabbage is not, let's see. What you want is the leaves, is what I mean. So, you know, I would actually cut this off. Just like in a pineapple, we cut off the heart. Okay, in this case, it doesn't sound very kind, but what you want is the leaves that are internal. And definitely save the leaves that we actually got out, the more external leaves, because these leaves are going to work as a lid. And I'm going to show you that in part 2, so be sure to watch it. Thank you so much. Until next time. This was fun. Thank you for everything. Thank you. And be sure to subscribe with bell notifications.